LinkedIn in half an hour a day to build a dependable leads pipeline. I founded my company, Think Large Consulting, after retiring from corporate America, where I worked for companies like IBM, Caterpillar, Square D. I worked in that area for 25 years as a systems analyst. My passion is to provide systems and marketing services to small businesses now. That's a whole different ballgame, but that's why I call it Think Large, so that I can teach small businesses how to grow and get a good foundation in systems and marketing and think large. We do provide financing where it's needed. This is the 10-week series, and you can find this on our website. It's thinklargeconsulting.com on the events page. A big one coming up is the YouTube channel and the SEO one. Those two are going to be very valuable to your business. Why use LinkedIn? And I hear this all the time. I know I should be using LinkedIn, but I don't get it. It's complicated, and it's confusing, and it takes too much time, produces too few results. I try to connect with people, but turning those connections into meaningful conversations isn't happening. So most people just don't use it. These are some LinkedIn tips to grow your company page followers. In the long term, LinkedIn marketing will be a game changer for businesses and brands in the B2B space, especially now. That's why this is so timely. So be sure and go and do your profile fully. Make up a consistent posting schedule or get a virtual assistant to do it. Rebuffer your top content. That means reuse it. Just change it around a little bit, maybe change an image you use with it, but change the wording around too. Engage your colleagues and employees if you have those. We're all colleagues when you get down to it, so engaging people is what it's about. Promote your company page beyond LinkedIn. Most people really promote their Facebook page, but not their LinkedIn page. And that goes to show that they don't really know the power of LinkedIn. If your ideal clients were to look at your LinkedIn profile right now, what would they think of your brand, your professionalism, your credibility, and your authority on your subject matter? Would your LinkedIn profile convince your ideal clients you're the right person to help them? If you're not sure, let's take a look at it. It's about successful relationship building and social selling, generating new leads on LinkedIn. They begin with a powerful and professional presence. You've got to write your profile with your ideal clients in mind and complete this step before you start connecting with prospects. That right first impression is so important. You only have 7 seconds to impress a prospect, and some people say it's even as little as 3 seconds. You've really got to have the best profile that you can have. With a professional profile photo, we all know what that looks like. Professionally dressed, smiling. They take their Facebook photo and put it on there, and it's not appropriate for LinkedIn. It must be professional. Your cover image that goes behind your face image, make sure to capture the attention of your viewers. And that can be really hard to get that the right size where that fits into the box that they have. And we've learned a good way to do that if you need help with it. Your headline is the most critical part of your profile. That's what LinkedIn runs the search over when you do a search. You do want to include 1 or 2 keywords that you want to be found for in a LinkedIn search. One big mistake I see, people do not stick to what their ideal client would be looking for in their headline. Think about how they'd be searching for you, and then pay attention to the words and phrases that your clients use when they talk about what you do. Get them involved in a conversation and ask your clients, what they were looking for and how they found you, or the people on LinkedIn that message you. Ask them why they picked you. Consider stacking your headline with keywords or skills. You can incorporate 2 because there's, if someone's a best-selling author, you might want to get that in there. That's an egocentric view. You don't want to go all egocentric, but you certainly want to put your best foot forward and show off if you've done something outstanding, and then tell what you do. Get those keywords in there. Make sure your ideal clients can quickly identify what you offer. Use LinkedIn Advanced Search with your chosen keywords to see how you show up in the search results in comparison to your competitors. A lot of things go into search results, like how many people you're connected to. It's not like Facebook where you might want to keep your connections small and personal. You want to connect to as many people as you can on LinkedIn. Once you make the connection, then you can start having a conversation with them. Track how many views your profile's had in the last few days or weeks, and then adjust your headline so you can see which headline gets you the most views. That's very useful. The URL that LinkedIn assigns you is full of hard to remember letters and numbers. It's not branded. You get a vanity URL, so use it. If your name's not available, or your company name, try adding a middle initial or at the end or whatever your company is, LLC. Make it meaningful. And there's 3 website fields. Now, that means you can use 3 different websites if you have them. I do, so I do use that. But make sure you put something in all 3 of them. Describe what contact details you want to make available. Some people don't like to have their phone number on there, just their email, and I understand that completely. You can download all of your LinkedIn contacts to a CSV, and everyone that's allowed you to see their email, that'll come down in the CSV, and you can also, while you're contacting them or running campaigns on LinkedIn, you can also contact them via email, and the more different ways you connect to them, the better off you're going to be if you're wanting to make sales. Your About section is a great place for people to learn more about you, and you can really shine there and really make that egocentric. They'll only see the top part of it, so you have to make that heavy and interesting so that people want to see the other 2,000 characters. Explaining why you chose your career path and who you are, what you do, your background, who your ideal client is, because a lot of people will help you if you tell them. Showcase your credibility on your topic and share your accomplishments. Speak directly to your ideal clients and the problems that they face. And that's so important. You should be doing that on your website as well. You have to show that you can solve their pain. End your About section with a clear call to action. That's something else most people miss. Tell them what you want them to do. Like if you want them to, go to your website and fill out a form, get a download. Well, everyone should have that on their website. A lot of people will do what you ask them to do. Make sure you identify exactly who your ideal clients are so that your profile immediately resonates with them. Don't be afraid to ask. Well, have them go read it and see, what they think. What most people do on even like a resume, tell where they worked and what they've done. But a lot of resume writers will tell you that the best response is from how you affected the business that you worked for, what you've done to help someone's business. You can add video, including your About and Work Experience sections, rich media, makes your profile more interactive, slide share presentations, PDFs. So videos are especially effective. Your Current Experience section is where you describe what you're doing right now in your current position and make it impactful by describing your company, type of business you are, list all your products and services and benefits for your clients, and again, tell them what you want them to do. Pro tip, if you have multiple devices or niches you want to highlight in your profile, you can create more than one experience section with your current position. Select the same start date for 2 more different entries, and LinkedIn will automatically group them together. You don't need to list every job you've had. I couldn't. There's not enough space. At least some of your past experience to make sure it looks complete. Don't need long descriptions, a couple of sentences, short paragraph. Again, with specific achievements you want to highlight. Add any higher education you completed in the education section, any non-accredited training, any courses that you've taken and certifications that you've got. Unpaid work experience belongs in the volunteer experience section. List any boards you've served on, advisory services you've provided, any other volunteer work you've done. You could put that you do free consultations and have some pro bono hours set aside to help another small business. Include a list of the skills you possess, social proof to be endorsed. People are going to endorse you on the skills, so Be sure and put all the skills out there that you want to be endorsed and keywords that you want to be found for. This is like a critical section in your profile. Don't be afraid to ask people for recommendations. I've been doing that and I've gotten some good recommendations. It's not hard. Most people want you to write them for them. You know, here's what I would like. A lot of times I'll just copy and paste it if it's, you know, relevant to them. Just make sure your accomplishments, publications, certifications, courses, projects, honors, awards, patents, test scores, languages, and organizations are on there. They further establish your credibility and authority so that viewers can know, like, and trust you. That's who they buy from. Adding keywords to your profile, so make sure you get what people are searching for. We're going on now into what you should message people when you do ask questions about their business. That's the #1 response generator. It's not like Facebook. Most people will answer if you ask them about their business, how it's doing, how COVID's affecting them, or how current conditions are affecting them. Offer to help them, share their information to your connections. That inspires reciprocation, and that's a basic psychological principle. If you offer to help them, then they'll be more likely to help you. One of the things I like to put on a message is, it's been a while since we connected. Can we grab a quick call in the next couple of weeks? Of course, I've filtered in some of the demographics of the people that I'm looking for when I send this message. I'm not going to do a quick call to every one of my 15,000 connections, but I will do someone that I might be looking for or I think might help me find leads in their business. Like, I like to talk to other marketing companies. They're usually very helpful. So another, hoping to get your opinion on something I stumbled across, super interesting, open to a short chat. That one works pretty well too. A lot of connections in common. Let's grab a quick call in the next couple of weeks. Same type of business. There you're looking for referrals and sent to your avatar or ideal client. Always act like you're an influencer, whether you are or not, because you're going to get there. Fake it till you make it, I guess. Took me a while. So can you tell me more about your business? What's your focus? Who's your ideal client? So that I can take my many connections and search and find someone that might be good to connect you with. After getting the initial connection, find out if they benefit from being a client. Like for a marketing company, do you need more leads? When you're selling something, you eventually run out of family and friends. LinkedIn has, again, 630 million users. And you have to have a goal for the next 2 to 3 months. If it's even just knowing what motivates people to buy from me, promotions, product offerings, graphics, making a successful business is a lot about research and talking to people and see what they need, what kind of downloads important to them. Sometimes just switching them out, you can tell, how many people are looking for it and how many people are downloading from your website. And then people who have bought from you, would you still buy this at a 10, 20, 30% markup? Would it motivate you to buy if a percentage was donated to a nonprofit? That does make a difference to a lot of people. What related services would you buy if we offered them? And sometimes you have to be a bit creative with related services. I have a partner who is a business coach that really helps people find related services that they can sell. If somebody's got a good business going, she can double or triple them in a year just by looking at related services and some of these other things I've mentioned, especially what you can offer as an upsell or a downsell or with or without the sale. Show people the value to what you're selling. These tips are very useful. We've gone over this, your profile, a consistent posting schedule, which is really hard for me because I have to be motivated to post something or something has to come to me. Reusing your top content, moving it around, engaging your colleagues and employees, and promoting your company page beyond LinkedIn. Create a consistent posting schedule. That will help you gain followers 6 times faster than those who don't. Company pages with at least 150 followers typically get 5 times more company page views than those with fewer followers. So get those followers, people. You should aim to post at least once per week to your company page to keep your followers engaged. Use a virtual assistant if you can't keep up with it because it will make a big difference in your income. We found that our LinkedIn content performs really well if we include a descriptive caption, eye-catching images, clean and simple, Hashtags, that's how people find you. Bonus, add emojis, questions, especially questions, surveys even, bullet points. It's gotten to the point where people won't read it unless it's in bullet points. Notice pretty much everything I present is in bullet points with bold so that they can just skim it. If you find that your business is running out of content ideas, share your top posts from the past. It's likely that only a very small percentage of your followers have seen any of your posts, so reuse them. If you've got a backlog of successful social media content, which you should, it builds up over time. If you're just getting started, it takes time, but it's likely that the content will perform well again in the future. The LinkedIn Pulse, or the feed, no longer operates as a separate application within LinkedIn, and I was very sorry when it stopped doing that. And you could put an article out there and it would get a ton of reads. You still need to do it because it helps build up followers. 100,000 organic articles are published weekly, and many of those are written by top-level executives at brands around the world. So it means less space, but that's why you need a good strategy and constant outreach out of LinkedIn. You really could spend a lot of time working LinkedIn. Set yourself up for success by resharing your top performing content. Once again, keep mentioning that because it's an easy way to grow your company page. One of the most influential groups of people that can help you are your colleagues and employees. And I always ask for people to share things. 42% of LinkedIn users have between 300 and 999 connections. And then multiply that by the people you're connected to, and that's a lot of potential reach. Encourage employees to fill out their LinkedIn profiles so that they put your name in there if they're an employee, or anything you can do to get your name on more pages. Promote it outside of LinkedIn, especially on your website, of course, and any marketing communications. Always include your LinkedIn profile. It makes you look more professional than a Facebook page, and people are more likely to read what's on your LinkedIn page than they are your Facebook page. The great thing about LinkedIn is 630 million users. The bad thing is you don't own LinkedIn. So you want to have a marketing channel that you truly own, which is email. That's why we like to teach people how to download their LinkedIn connections and use them in an email campaign. You can add a LinkedIn follow button in your emails, on your website. It's very easy to do. It's a plugin on WordPress. I have found a tool that really helps me. After 3 months, it was giving me a leads pipeline where every day I was getting a decent lead off of it. And it's provided me with the return on investment that so many marketers promise you, but they never deliver. Here's what I'm using. It allows you to put in your custom messages, as many as you'd like. I just do a connection request and then a welcome message, because after that I make it manual. So I don't want those messages going out automated. But then once you submit the search that you've built, and you can build it in the tool or you can build it in LinkedIn, it sends out messages to everyone that you haven't deleted off your search list. So it gives you an opportunity to get rid of people off your search list that you don't want on there, and then it sends out the messages to the rest of them automatically. You can run 2 types of campaigns in the LinkedIn automation. One is connections requests, and one is messaging to people you're already connected to. So in LinkedIn, you have to first do a search, then submit one message or connection request at a time, which is why most people give up. It's so slow, and you can't save the search unless you have a premium account, and it doesn't come close to what the TLC Connect automation tool can do. You get a limited amount of searches without buying Navigator, and that applies inside the tool as well. So Navigator will help you in that way if you're doing a lot of searches per month and sending out a lot of requests. So you can only send 15 connection requests to people you don't know. I don't see how anybody can build a business with that restriction. With the tool you can send out, it's really unlimited. TLC Connect is built over the LinkedIn database using the API that LinkedIn provides. Some people will tell you that they don't allow programs like this, but they absolutely do. They give us the access. They know we exist. As long as we follow all the LinkedIn rules, we've never had a customer have a problem. But we do follow their rules. You can look at our website and you can see screenshots of the tool, and it shows what it can do, and it has where you can actually purchase it. If you're not sure that you should be using LinkedIn as your leads generation tool, there's a section with 3 big icons just below the header, and the first one is the LinkedIn logo, and it will tell you if you should be using LinkedIn as your leads generation tool. Basically, if you're marketing to other businesses, but there's a lot of people on there too, because a lot of people look for jobs on there. I have run across very few businesses who don't need or couldn't use LinkedIn. Click on the search section, which is the middle icon on that website, and you'll see that it lets you create a search of your ideal clients, and it saves them. LinkedIn, if you build a search and you start working with it, you go to something else, you come back, you got to rebuild it. Well, that counts against you as another search, but in here it saves it for you so that it's not another search. And also in LinkedIn, it stops displaying. You can only see a partial list if you're looking at a big search. What if you want to view all of them? You can do that with the LinkedIn automation tool. You can't save searches in LinkedIn unless you have a Navigator, but we save every search you run, and you don't have to have a Navigator. It creates a list with each prospect for you to work from as it sends out your custom messages, one every few minutes, to follow LinkedIn guidelines. We make it look like human interaction and not a machine. It'll tell you how many prospects or connections are in the search, which you can then save. You can download the search and do an email campaign. I have a very good system that allows you to do email campaigns, social media posts, and automation. It has the best scheduler on it that I've seen. It allows you to interface all of that with your website seamlessly, and then it also has billing and invoicing and text messaging campaigns. It's got everything that a small business needs, and it's very inexpensive system. So talk to me about that if you need that. That and LinkedIn automation kind of work together. The last box of those 3 boxes below the header is about the automation. It sends out the messages or connection requests, depending on which kind of campaign you're in, to all that are in your search. It categorizes where each prospect is in the sales process automatically. But you can also change the status. That's called the status category. But you can also change it anytime you like. You'll see a screenshot of this. And anybody that's replied to anything that you've sent out floats to the top of the list, so you don't have to search. Like if you've got 1,000 in your list, you don't have to go to the very bottom to find somebody that's replied. It will float to the top, and here it is. And since then, they've actually added another status, little category where you can put hot lead and stuff like that. But the status here will tell you if it's in the queue, and then it's the connection request has been sent or a message has been sent, and if they've replied, and again, that floats to the top. And then if you reply back to them, then you're talking, so it changes it to talking. And you can change it to things like later or not interested. So you've got a lot of categories to choose from, and again, they've added a new category where you can even add more to it. You only have to spend half an hour a day going to the tool and replying to it, and everything you see in the tool, you can also see on LinkedIn. I stay inside the tool because it can't keep your statistics if you don't stay inside the tool. But you can reply inside of LinkedIn as well. TLC Connect is just another interface over the LinkedIn database, accessed by the API that LinkedIn provided us. Every message, connection request, and reply is also available through LinkedIn. Whatever you do inside the tool, you can see inside of LinkedIn and vice versa. And again, you can download any search list to a CSV file, import it into your CRM, and create an email campaign. If you run Facebook ads and you know what a custom audience is, you can upload people who are your ideal client into your Facebook ad, which helps them find who they should display the ad to. We recommend that you market yourself on a minimum of 3 different platforms so that you establish confidence in your prospect's mind and so they see you in different places. On that website, it's TLCB2B. There's also a download called 77 LinkedIn Tips and Strategies. Now, that's a little overwhelming, but they're all good. On the website, you can see testimonials. Below that on the website, we've dropped the pricing significantly to help out the small business. during this pandemic. It is the future of networking, and it all comes down to one simple question. If lead generation is a priority for you, if networking in local groups doesn't seem like a good option for the future, plus the expense of time and money, plus the limitations on it right now, and if you'd like to attract high quality leads who can afford your services, that's the other thing. On Facebook, you never know, but you've got to weigh that. Would getting just one new client be worth the investment in the service? That's something you have to judge. How many clients you'd be able to get, per month from using this? Is it worth it? Or what if it was one new client a week or one new client a day? Would that be worth it? Because over time, LinkedIn is slow, but it builds up momentum over time. Not everybody on LinkedIn goes to LinkedIn every day. They may come in every week. They may come in every 2 or 3 days. When you make connection requests or send out messages, those people come in not that same day usually. So that's how it makes a leads pipeline. The more you send out and the more connections that you make, and you get to keep those. There's no contracts or anything with the tool. You get to keep all those connections that you've made. The sky's the limit with the LinkedIn automation. It's also a win-win with direct sales and other representatives. And I'm telling you, that's who I'm selling this to. And that's who's using it. And I'm seeing a lot of success with them, especially with group leaders who have a downline. Then they refer this, then it's another way to make an income. If you refer the LinkedIn automation tool, you can make $40 a month each time that someone pays for their month, for everyone that you've referred to us. It's very popular with success-oriented realtors and also any type of financial professionals because they can't run ads like some other professionals. They have too many rules. They really love this because it's a personal contact and that they can do. So if you know anyone and want to resell this, that would be great. Just let me know and we'll get you set up to do that. This tool has proven 20% acceptance to connection requests if you follow our guidelines. Again, it's a slow start with LinkedIn. That's the way to get those good connections. If your ideal client does not use LinkedIn, talk to us about sales funnels or ads that lead to a tailored landing page to facilitate sales and or gather leads, and search engine optimization. I have a new partner who can get your site ranked within 2 or 3 hours. This guy's really inexpensive. It has been amazing what he can do. We help you decide which are the best marketing plans and platforms for you to use to find your prospects. We've been in the marketing business since 1993. So we provide consulting services and then we can get you discounts with whatever you need, and very reliable people that can get you anything you want. So go to the website and sign up right now. Get one of your downloads. There is a trial for the LinkedIn automation. Your ideal clients are on LinkedIn. If they are, you're great. 1 or 2 sales a month will cover the cost, then you're great. You want to scale your business to handle many new customers per month? You can do it. So if you need any questions answered, join our Facebook group, Skyrocket Business Growth. You'll find the workshop replays on the website and on there. Thank you. More info, skyrocketbusinessgrowth.com and Think Large Consulting on the events page. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed LinkedIn now that I know how to use it.